level of consistency or finishing out, closing out games. The offensive linemen, it's okay to start out a little bit slow, but they started out fast this past weekend. You want to be, as the game goes on, you beat them down. And we missed a little bit of that yesterday. And on the defensive side of the ball, it was glaring. You asked me before we take calls, too. What was your question for me as far as the D lineman?
Is the run defense a big concern for you after 1 week?
No. Well, yeah.
Okay.
And let me tell you for this reason. With the way they play up front, it's disruptive. It's disruptors. Jeff, Tierra, Bud. Just across the line, Rashad, like every single they play that type of defensive front where it was like in Dominican Sue type of ball. It's Aaron Donald where, look, I am a disruptor. As some teams play two gap. This defensive line gets up the field. The issue that I have isn't necessarily with them getting up the field, being able to get after quarterback when that presents himself. My issue is, well, where are my linebackers? Where is my run support after that? Again, you look at the replay of this game, this defensive line is getting upfield. They're pushing the offensive line to the left and to the right or backwards, but where are the linebackers filling the gap to make those plays on Saquon when he gets, a 60-yard run downfield?
65
yards down the field. There was nobody filling the gaps. Again, you can say it's Jeff chasing sacks, going to the quarterback, stopping the run on the way to the quarterback. That's what we used to call that type of defensive line play. Some teams that play a 3-4, they two gap. They hold the offensive lineman at the line of scrimmage while the linebackers roam around and make plays. Then this type of defense gets upfield. It tries to disrupt. When you do that, there are lanes there, Will, that has to be filled. Linebackers is what I'm looking at more than anything, Will, when it comes down to saying, why are we allowing these chunk plays, whether it be 10 yards, 12 yards, or a 65-yarder down the field? It's not okay to me.
Yeah, it's a good point, and I think it's good perspective from you about this Titans defense being so predicated on the interior pressure at the quarterback that oftentimes it just seems like they're running past the running back who's running the other direction.
Yeah.
And there's nobody there to fill in that space as Big Jeff gets really far up the field.
Yeah.
That's why you've got to have a certain kind of linebacker to pick up where those defensive linemen leave off.
There we go. That's the bigger issue to me, Will, is where's the support at behind that front line? And again, maybe those guys have to be more aware of, look, I'm 2 yards in the backfield, find the ball.
Sure.
Get my arms around Saquon to where he's not getting that full steam to go at my safeties and at my linebackers, or being able to cut and get upfield. Like, that has to be corrected. It really does.
615-737-1045 this morning. We go to Grasshopper. Up next on the phone lines. Good morning, Grasshopper.
What's up, Grasshopper?
Yo, what's up? This is cousin Grasshopper.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry about that. I had some business on the other end I had to tend to, but can we do this? I've been listening to the show, and I've seen aftermath on Twitter. Oh man, Titans Twitter is hilarious. Instead of hitting the violence button, can we take a pause for the cause? Can we hit the calm down button? The calm down button. Calm y'all asses down. It's the first game of the season. Y'all lost the first game of the season, not to y'all, because I am a Ravens fan. I bleed gold and purple. But y'all need to calm down. Y'all lost the first game of the season. Hey, look how it turned out last season. Best in the AFC. So what that Randy missed a kick? It's the first game of the season. The first game of the season isn't nothing but a glorified preseason game. That's all it is. Derrick Henry didn't have no touches in preseason. We didn't know what we were getting out of our quarterback first game of the season. So just calm down. So what, your offensive coordinator was calling plays like Coach Klein when Red Boyer took his playbook and Bobby Boucher had to tell him to visualize the attack. So what? It's the first game of the season. What I need for Titans Twitter to do, and Titans fans everywhere to do, just calm down, trust the process, and get beat by the Ravens in the playoffs.
Hey.
Easy.
You were good until the last part,
Grasshopper,
man.
you're doing so well.
Hey, I am your cousin Grasshopper. I'm the cousin who lives down the street and don't attend no family functions because he really is over it. And when I do come, the kids like me because I bring good candy, and the adults like me because I bring good alcohol.
Hey.
And I am out.
Thank you, Grasshopper. The pushback I'm going to continue to give on the it's a long season and you started 0-1 last year conversation is that this is maybe the worst quarterback you're going to play all season. Like, legitimately one of the worst quarterbacks you're going to play all season.
Historically, anyway. Yeah, as far as what he's done in the league.
Because I think Davis Mills is better. I think Trevor Lawrence is better.
I said that, like, they're buying into Davis.
The AFC West?
Yeah.
The AFC West has 4 quarterbacks that are better than every quarterback in your division.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the worst quarterback in the AFC West is better than the best quarterback in the AFC South.
That's Derek Carr, ain't it?
Probably him or Herbert. Him and Herbert are pretty similar. Yeah. Carr and Tannehill, we've talked about this before, have comparable numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at their passer ratings over the course of their careers. But look, like, I'm not playing that card of, it's only week 1 and you went 0-1 last year. You shouldn't have made the same mistakes that you made in week 1 last year. And looking like you hadn't practiced in the offseason on offense. Again, that's the issue.
Yeah.
You're making the same mistakes.
Let me ask you this so we can fast forward to 2023 just real quick. After game 1, do you think we'll see more of the offense in preseason games?
I don't.
You still don't? Wow.
Because Mike Vrabel won Coach of the Year last year. And Mike Vrabel is consistent in his methods.
Yeah.
To his credit, but sometimes to his detriment. I'll play it both sides, and I'll be fair both ways on this. Mike Vrabel has a tried-and-true method, and he has always had winning seasons in Tennessee.
He has.
So, to a point, you respect him for that, and you give him his credit. But in other ways, you can stay consistent on the things that have worked while adapting and not being as stubborn on the things that clearly haven't worked.
That's fair, Will.
The last time this team won a home season opener, Vince Young was the quarterback. Javon Ringer was the running back. I was in middle school. Okay? We can give Mike Vrabel his credit and say that he's consistent and that his floor is the best floor the Tennessee Titans have had at head coach in quite some time.
Yeah.
While still acknowledging that you can't continue to make these same mistakes and stick by your dude who's the offensive coordinator who is continuing to make the same mistakes and be just as predictable as he was this time last year. Is there plenty of time to fix it? Absolutely. Could you still have a successful season after going 0-1 like you did last year? Absolutely. But it's going to be a lot harder with the quarterbacks on your schedule and not having number 11 catching footballs from Ryan Tannehill. That's what I'm going to say at this point.
Mic drop. I'm not even going to follow that up, Will.
615-737-1045.
Yeah, I'm not going to follow that up.
Phil in Portland, you're up next. Good morning, Phil. How are you?
Good morning, Phil. We got Air Phil.
Phil.
All right, then. Sound like Phil is washing dishes.
And so much for Phil. This has been Talking with Phil on Ramon and Will. We go to Devin up next. Devin.
What's up, Devin?
How are you?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Not much. Good morning.
Hey, I don't know. Well, I'm not going to blame that whole loss on Randy yesterday. I mean, there's a lot of things that happened. Obviously, the Phillips fumble and the Christian Fulton getting burnt on that one play. But I don't know what Mike Vrabel's issue is with putting our slowest linebackers on goal line situations. They do that stuff last year. You know, they did it with Nick Dusbar last year. They put him on the goal line, make him stop a run, he'd get burnt. Or Dylan Cole yesterday he's the one that got beat on that Saquon run. So
yeah,
I don't know why the Titans insist on putting their slowest linebackers in goal line situations and whatnot. But I'm not totally mad at the loss, but I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
Thank you, Devin.
I feel like that play could have gone a whole lot different.
Yeah.
Thanks, Devin.
I wonder why. Yeah, no, he's on the NFL roster. I can't wonder why he was in the game.
I'm wondering why.
Will's like, no, Mo. Violence we choose.
Like to give that defense a little bit of slack and Dylan Cole being on the field. I don't know who else you put on the field instead of him. In that goal-to-go situation?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe an extra DB, but is an extra DB making that tackle in the backfield and not Dylan Cole? The way Saquon was running yesterday?
I know, man.
Probably not.
I know. That was frustrating. Like, how do you overrun that? But again, I look at that also as coaching, a little bit of scheming up, because they ran the exact same play or at least the same formation like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
They ran it from the left 2 times, And then they brought it to the right side and ended up doing the shovel pass and everything else. So I'm just like, goodness gracious, help us here. That right there, I think, was a little bit more coaching, understanding of your personnel also too, Will.
Sure.
You can't allow that. You know exactly what's going on right there. Saquon was fire hot.
Issue is that